I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, as you guys know, I'm not super active on Twitter, but I've got 2,500 followers on there. I put out a lot of things on, a little bit on Vancouver real estate, some of the stocks I'm buying, my thoughts on the market, that kind of thing. But, I get a lot of people that will contact me, private message me, and send me, messages on Twitter. I don't engage in Twitter at all, just so people know. Doesn't mean I'm ignoring you, I just don't have the time. But, I had a guy that I retweeted a tweet that he had sent to me saying that, Owen, you sugarcoat real estate. You sugarcoat real estate. So the gist of it was, I guess, is that I'm way too positive on Vancouver real estate, especially these days where, interest rates are going up, market is slowing, sales are going, prices really haven't done much, at least not in the condo market yet. The detached market and the luxury condo market had been hit. We'll see where this goes this fall or next year. We're definitely due for a market pullback. They're as normal as getting rain in November here. But, the gist of it was, that you're too positive on real estate. Well, I replied back to him and he got a lot of responses. I said, well, listen, if me preaching over the last 25 years to my clients and over the last 12 years on this video blog here, if me preaching buy your principal residence, get off that renter treadmill paying $2,600 or $2,700 a month for a one bed, because nothing wrong with renting short term, as I've often said, but becoming a lifetime renter in an expensive city like Vancouver will crush you financially. You're going to spend in excess of $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million over your lifetime and have zero to show for it as a renter. Do the math on it and index it to an inflation, and you'll see. Over the next 10 years renting a one bedroom here, you're probably looking at $300,000 down the drain. If the fact that taking the advantage of the only true tax shelter in Canada they give us here, they don't give us much. RSP is great, but it's fully taxable when you start drawing it down. The principal residence exemption. This is how fortunes, more wealth has been created via the principal residence exemption than all other sources combined. It's not even close. I know I've got clients and friends that have got $2, $3, $4 million in their principal residence. Mortgage is paid off, and when they sell the home, that comes out completely tax-free. $2 million in a principal residence sale, you're going to need $4 million in an RSP to match that. Again, do the math on this stuff, research this stuff. If me preaching taking advantage of leverage, which is so misunderstood, go back and watch the blogs on it. When you talk about leverage, it's taboo to some people. They're idiots. They don't understand how leverage works in a real estate transaction. So do your homework on it, but taking advantage of the leverage, borrowing the money at sub 5 or 6% interest rates, which we're still enjoying here easily. I've got mortgages locked in for another 3 or 4 years at 2.2, 2.4%. So incredibly favorable interest rates. Yes, they're going up, but compared to our 20-year historic average, we are in in an interest rate dreamland right now, and will be for some time to come still. If me preaching the intangibles of home ownership, not living like a gypsy, not being at the whim of your landlord, getting that phone call, that dreaded phone call to say, I'm moving into the home, or my daughter is going to move into the home, and I'm giving you 2 months to leave, or we're going to sell the property and you're going to be out, and then you've got to wade into this jungle known as the Vancouver rental market, which has always been bad. I've been a landlord in Vancouver now for over 35 years. I have never seen anything like this rental market, and guess what, folks? It's not going to get any better. You can thank the NDP for this. I've done lots of blogs on government intervention, taxes, restrictions, and this is what you get. This is that coiled spring effect. There's an action to every reaction. I'll do more blogs coming up on the rental market and what that's all about. I had several this summer that we got mutual agreements to end the tenancy. We got the tenant out, paid them a couple of months rent compensation. Neither one of them was able to find a place. Both of them ended up moving in with family members. It is rough out there. So if me preaching all those things, the principal residence exemption, getting off that renter treadmill, creating equity 2 ways, paying down the mortgage, and long-term capital gains. The capital gains is tax-free. You're using the leverage. You're taking advantage of the low interest rates we're still enjoying. You're not at the whim of your landlord living like a gypsy. You've got a comfort blanket over you now, that you're not having to move and live like a gypsy. You own the home, pride of ownership. You can fix up the home. You can tap into the equity down the road to maybe buy an investment property or sell the home and move up to a bigger home. If that is sugarcoating, then you can call me the Candyman. I'm the Candyman. That will be my new moniker from this point on. You can call me Willy Wonka, whatever you want. If you call that sugarcoating, then that's exactly what I want from you guys. You know, if you've been watching my blog, you guys have been watching my blogs here for over a decade now. As you guys know, my message to you, and if you read my book, and this, I gotta keep plugging my book here a bit. Fall is here and good time to start picking up reading books. I give you my entire game plan on how I did it. This isn't theory here. This is me walking the walk and talking the talk on how I became a multi-millionaire in my late 30s. And by the time I hit my mid 40s, I hit what's known as the crossover point, where the passive income I'm earning from my stock portfolio in the form of dividends and the rent checks I'm getting from my real estate portfolio are more than enough for me to retire and live on comfortably without having to sell anything, not sell a stock, not sell a property. And we're talking comfortably. This is multi six figures here, folks. This is being able to travel to Europe once or twice a year, eat in restaurants, drive a nice car. You can get there too. You can set your goal as high or as low as you want. Me, I started young. I started as a teenager. I bought my first property before my 19th birthday, and I still own it today. I gave you the story here. The earlier you start, the quicker you will hit that crossover point, but it's never too late to start. But I walk the walk and talk the talk, unlike probably 95% of the YouTube channels and Twitter guys that I see out there giving you advice with no background, no experience, and pretty much zero success. Take your advice from people that have been there and done it. I wrote this book as a door opener. It's not as a money maker for me. This is a payback thing for me. Pay it forward to help you guys. And I know a lot of my loyal viewers here know what I'm all about. You know, sugarcoating things. If you think I'm sugarcoating things for my own benefit here, you're greatly mistaken. You obviously don't know who I am, how long I've been in the business, the team that I've assembled, the number of sales and thousands of clients that I've got, and where I am financially. I'm giving you the real advice here on how I did it and how you can do it. And guess what? It's super simple. There's no magic formula to any of this. It's not buying this, selling that, timing markets. It's a simple buy and hold strategy. It's the only strategy that will truly work long term. You might be able to, I get these guys on YouTube all the time, I sold my stocks earlier in the year and it's been great. Hey, congratulations, you sold at absolute peak and now the market's down 18%. Congrats. If you think you're going to do that consistently, you're lying to yourself. And besides, I don't think these guys have got huge portfolios. Are you selling $20,000 of shares or are you selling $3 million? Are you playing with this in your RRSP and TFSA or in a proper cash account where you're going to have to pay the capital gains taxes? You're not. So stick with the program here. If you want to call me the Candyman, that's great, because my message has never changed to you guys, because it shouldn't change. You set a game plan, you buy your principal residence, you start index investing for retirement, you buy the high quality real estate and equities, you reinvest the cash flows. When you get corrections like this in the S&P 500, they're wonderful. I love these because it allows me, I'm still in my accumulation stages. I'm going to retire here eventually, but I still enjoy the work and I'm still earning income. That income, a good percentage of it, I invest. And when I can buy, if you like Apple at $185 a share, well, you should really love it at $135 a share. That's the way you have to look at it if you've got that buy and hold mentality. Stick with the program. As you guys know, my message never changes because it shouldn't change. You stick with the game plan. It's not overnight. I talk about it in my book here. You don't see much in the first 10 years. There's no such thing as a get rich quick formula here. It's slow, methodical. After 10 years, you don't notice much. After 15 years, yeah, it starts to pay dividends for you. After 20 years, it really starts to come together. Now you've got 50, 60, 70, 100,000 or more in passive income coming in. It sneaks up on you. It's the eighth wonder of the world, compounding. Again, it's all in my book here. Spend the $9.99 on Amazon. If you don't like the book, hey, drop me an email and I'll send you a refund if you don't think, but read the reviews on my book. I wrote this as a door opener for people to start taking control of their own financial destiny and not being like a cork on the ocean, bobbing around with the doom and gloom that's out there. And it's slow, methodical steps, buying and holding. That's the only way you're going to do it. It's simple. As Warren Buffett says, people have a perverse tendency to try and make easy things complicated. Don't do it. Follow the simple program I lay out for you in this blog and in my book. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.